Hi, social media. Hi. Um, I would be remiss if I did not have a final video for the year, right? When I first really started getting into blogging or talking, it was my way of coping mechanism, the way that I dealt with things. I'm looking at right now as I speak to you 19,940,170,000 cases of COVID-19 in the United States. 19,940,170 cases. 345,015 deaths. When I first blogged about COVID-19, there was 15 cases. 15. And nothing could have prepared us for this. Nothing. Those who have followed me all year know that I take COVID-19 seriously. Those who know me know my heart. I've had to converse with more people than I've ever wanted to about how they coped, how they dealt with it, how they got through COVID-19. I remember one lady followed up with me, and she doesn't mind me talking about it, that the weight on her chest felt like bricks were laying on her chest. And it was the scariest pain that she's ever felt before in her entire life. And today she's better, her family's better, and she's a living testimony of a COVID survivor. There's plenty of you out there that are COVID survivors. She kept it 100. She was like, Lisa, I was in COVID denial. I went, and I lived life like there was no COVID. I took trips. Sometimes I wore a mask, and sometimes I didn't. On camera, I may have had on a mask, and off camera, I may not have. And she said she woke up one morning, and when she tried to get up, she was like, she couldn't get up. Her whole body just seemed like something had just taken over her whole body. And she was like, no, she had to talk herself up. Like, no, you getting up. I don't know what's going on with you, but come on, let's get this thing together, right? So, needless to say, she kept it real. She told her real testimony, and she told how she didn't take it seriously and used herself as a lesson of you can't fight an invisible virus without being cautious. She have 2 little girls that she's raising, a husband. He's on the road a lot, but a husband that she could have put health at risk. And she was thankful that he was on the road and that her kids had someone where to stay during her COVID adventure. She calls it an adventure. But it was nothing fun about it. She said it got to the point where she had to crawl to the bathroom. It's nothing fun about it. So from that day on, I made it a point to, when people share their testimony, and I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know why people share their testimonies with me. I appreciated it. I liked. I enjoyed and praised God for their full recovery. Some not fully recovered. I have neighbors that are on oxygen. I can't say that word today. I just got through saying it. I work in the medical field. Oxygen for the long haul. Put it like that. And she doesn't know when she's going to be able to not have it. And she's young. She's 37 years old. And just because she experienced COVID, she didn't have any underlying situations going on, anything that she just experienced a point where the doctors was like, you got to have this. You're going to need to be on it for a while. We don't know when you'll be able to not be on it. So, and she keeps me updated. So I don't profess to be the COVID queen. I don't profess to know it all. But I do my research. And I only talk about things that I do know what I'm talking about. I'm not the queen of everything. I do pat myself on being informative. There's information out there for the world to know about if you want it. If you don't want it, that's on you. But and the reason why I'm saying that, because normally, stuff is kind of funny to me. But someone tried to sideswipe me, I say, in a sense, by saying, Lisa, you really pretty much think you know everything. And if I thought I knew everything, it would be no reason for me to tell you each and every time I blog that I've researched this, that I've listened to this, that I give recognition where recognition is due, that I listen faithfully to Don and Chris, and I get my information. Where I get my information from is from news outlets, doing my own research, doing my research where I work in the medical field, and just being knowledgeable of what's going on. So I don't profess to know everything, but knowledge is power. And that's all I have to say about that. And I say it with a smile. There's things that people will never understand about me because they have not tried to understand. There's things that people don't understand about you because they don't understand you. I say what I say when I say it, I mean what I say, and I never take back anything that I mean to say. If I'm saying it, it's because I understand that it is necessary for me to speak on a certain situation. This year has not been pretty. This year has not been one that gave me a lot of smiles. But through it all, God kept me. I found myself picking up things and traits and things that I never in a million years thought that I would ever do. And just so I would not forget anything, I had to write some of them down. And it just seems like it's been centuries ago that some of this stuff happened. But it hasn't been. Me and my husband redid our kitchen. Oh my God, that seems like centuries ago. I repainted some rooms in the house, just trying to cope with being in the house 8 more hours than normal, 40 more hours out of a week than normal. We did our kitchen over. I started several DIYs. I became an agenda promoter. I became a part of the Happy Planners. I joined the Biden and Harris campaign. I was a participant in that. I joined the Happy Planner group. That's an extension of being a Happy Planner. Became a business owner. Me and my husband are business owners. And I finally hit the 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you for your support, everybody. But then tragedy. There was a lot of great things to happen, but then tragedy hit. And when I thought about it, I was like, Nashville, we are the bomb diggity. We have experienced things that we recover from and move on faster than a lot of cities. At the beginning of this year, we had one of the largest tornadoes ever, and I might not be saying that right, so excuse me, tornadoes to come through the city. I'm on the outskirts, and wreak havoc. Homes were lost, collapsed, diminished, just gone. And right after that tornado, the largest pandemic in the world history hit. We didn't get a break because the pandemic was already here during when the tornado hit. It was already in the U.S. But right after that tornado came through, that's when Nashville started getting cases. And guess what I learned? I know y'all gonna think it's kind of deep, and you can look it up. You can check me. You can look me up and check it out for yourself. The tornado, when it came through, it had an effect on how the COVID came through. Because whenever you're in a wind cycle, such as a tornado, it carries dust and particles in the atmosphere, but whatever's out there is carrying and is spreading that as well. You can check it out. You can go back in time, if you will. But cases in Nashville did not start to really come to fruition until after that tornado hit. But they were already in the United States, especially in New York at that time. My husband lost quite a few of his high school buddies. Every time he went on Facebook, it seemed like he was like, oh my God, I can't believe this person passed and that person. And I'm like, oh my God, babe, stop going on Facebook. It was like every time he went on Facebook, he was coming off and saying, babe, I just lost another person I went to high school with. And some of them was with COVID, and some of them was with just other medical situations that happened. And while I'm supporting him, tragedy hit. And I lost one of my dear childhood friends. And I don't really know how to deal with that, because her loss kind of was on top of so many other things that I don't even know if I've even really dealt with losing her. man, we had a great childhood. I mean, we did. I miss her. I know that she was pushing and pushing for this Biden and Harris campaign as well. She wanted to see Biden win, and I took pride at when I voted that I was voting for a lot of people who did not get the opportunity to vote. We lost some major hitters this year. Black Panther, Rolona from Good Times, Jeanette Du Bois. Just so many tragic losses that I mourned for a lot of people. But nothing could prepare me for the double whammy that my family experienced. Lost one of my beautiful aunties in October. And lost another beautiful auntie on Christmas Eve. And I don't really know how to really talk about it because it still really hurts. I don't know where I am in the grieving stages. I don't know where I am with it. Because one moment I'm good. I'm like, they lived their lives. And then the next moment I'm like, I would do anything just to have just another year with them. Don't take life for granted, y'all. What 2020 has taught me is stop taking life for granted. Life is only for a moment. There's people that are no longer here, that left here. Bear with me. It may kind of take you back a little bit, but I got to be real about it. Because it's a lot of fly by the seat pants people. But it's a lot of people that left here piled up in a freezer in New York, stacked on top of other bodies. Because they had no place to put them. Precious lives. It's sad. It's hurtful. It's I don't really, like I told you guys, I'm still dealing with the name for 2020 because just a week ago we literally got bombed. Nashville is strong. We have one of the highest cases of COVID-19 going on in Tennessee. We dealt with a tornado. We dealt with a bomb. We dealt with the highest cases. We dealt with so much. And we all come together in tragedy. And it's no questions asked. Everybody just pitches in and do their part. I can't really tell you guys. "2020 is bittersweet because I want nothing more than just to forget it. But I'm in a complex situation when I say that because there's three precious lives that's no longer skipping over to 2021. You see what I mean? So it's like I want to say goodbye to 2020. But you have to go on. And I know a lot of people have these stories. I've seen people give some of the most heartbreaking stories on CNN. Whole family gone. Whole family just gone from COVID. Family here one day, one person sick, and then everybody else got sick. We're going to get through this. We are going to get through this, you guys. And if you're hearing my video, you made it through one of the craziest, unexplainable, history-making year ever. History-making. There's so much that happened in 2020 that I cannot possibly name it all, because it is just so much that happened. I can't fathom even going down the list of what all happened. But I just want you guys to know that if you made it through 2020, you got some strength in you. Getting through the Karens, getting through these. I mean, oh my God, there's just so much that I could talk about. Oh, it is. From the Karens alone, the hysterical. I mean, it's funny now, but just getting somebody to simply put on a mask. And this is the crazy part. And I can't say that it was meant to be like this, but I think it was. Even though there was mixed messaging on mask, I'm going to say this one thing about it, and then I'm going to let you guys go. There was mixed messaging on mask. It was being told that you wear the mask to save other people, right? And the hoopla and the resistance that people gave when they thought that they were wearing a mask to save other people said more about them than what they will ever understand. What they will ever understand. Because it was a typo, a misstep, wasn't meant to be said, or whatever. I'm almost certain it wasn't meant to be said. Because all along, when you wore the mask, you were not only protecting others, you were protecting yourself. So what you were resisting to do because you thought you was just protecting others, you were putting yourself at risk as well. Says a lot. I can't tell you how I feel tonight because I got a lot. I don't have a resting emotion right now. And I'm sure a lot of people probably feel that way. I've talked to quite a few people that said, Lisa, it's bittersweet. It's a happy day because we're getting out of 2020. A lot of different conversations that I've had about it. And I don't have a resting emotion right now because 1 minute I'm happy. 1 minute I'm like, wow, we made it. Next minute I'm like, we still got a long way to go. Next minute I'm like, my aunties are not coming with us in 2021. So it's a lot that's going through my head. And I grant you peace of mind for the new year. I grant you to speak your truth. Say what you feel when you feel it and mean it. If there's something that you've always wanted to do and you haven't done it, tap into it. I never thought I'd be a DIY queen, but you show me some DIY stuff and I can go get it from either the hardware store, Michael's, Joann's, or Walmart. The next day, I'm doing it. I pat myself on the back because I never in a million years thought I would be doing half of the things that I do now. And through a tragedy, you have to rely on a push of survival mechanisms. Your body, the survival mechanism that we hold within us, it goes into overdrive. And you find your way of coping. That's why I've done so many DIYs, so many videos, joined the Happy Planners, did this and did so many different DIYs and so many different videos, so many inspirational conversations. It was my way of coping. It was my way of dealing with it. Everybody had their own way. Everybody had their own situations of how their minds received what was actually happening before us. You know, to actually put in your mindset that there's something out here that could just take you out, it is the scariest thing in the world. But we still had to live in it and still have to live in it. So I never thought in a million years that I'd have to go a whole year without going to the movies. I mean, oh my God, you're looking at a movie buff. Me and my husband are movie buffs. We go to the movies at least twice a month. And a whole year. I think we did go to the movies just before tragedy hit. I think we did in January. I'll update it if I figure it out. But at the beginning of the year, I think we did go to the movies right before everything started going downhill. But after that, yeah. So I bid you peacefulness tonight. I bid you a prosperous year. Fill your heart with love, not hate. Forgive. Love with no limits. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Be mindful when you're out. You're not just taking care of yourself for yourself, but for others. And anybody that's struggling with COVID, you're going to get through this. Do what you need to do to get through it. Take care of yourself. Stay hydrated. Take your vitamins and just get it done. You gonna get to the other side of it. Be blessed, you guys. Take care. And let's make 2021 the best year ever. After this, there will be victory. Thank you, Jesus. I thank God for allowing me to get through this. I thank God for you guys who listen to me. I appreciate your support. Be peaceful, be blessed, and most of all, be safe tonight and be safe in the new year. Take care. Goodbye.